Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I'm doing this for, I guess, people, more so motivating you to stand up for yourself in conversations like this because I guarantee and I promise you, you're gonna find yourself in a conversation where you are, I guess, like more so talking on career wise, where it's like if there's a career that you're interested in and others don't really know too much about it. For an example, content creating. If you decided to get into content creating and everybody's like, so you're just sitting around making videos, like that's a job. That's no real job. A real job is a firefighter. A real job is a doctor. A real job is a just something. But and it's funny because like you hear that conversation so many different times. Like I guarantee and I promise you, you look at some of the most like top stars in wrestling, they most likely have had that conversation. Like, you want to be a wrestler for WWE? Are you serious? Do you realize how much time and effort that takes? No, you ain't gonna do that. No, there's no way possible. There's like that's not. You think people are gonna go and buy tickets to go see somebody named John Cena or Roman Reigns or who else? Seth Rollins. Like them, bro. Don't nobody care about that. No, well, I don't think. Cause no, I think when they very first started, they were going by like different names and stuff, but I'm pretty sure you guys understand my point. They probably, the wrestlers that named off, they probably heard that very same conversation, and now look at them. You got one that's in acting, you got another one that's the head of the table, and you got the other one that's like the architect of WWE. I'm saying, like, you got some big name wrestlers, even the guys that aren't as big as them, but still big name wrestlers. I feel like you done made it to WWE, you've made it. That's like making it to the NBA. That's like making it to the NFL. That's like making it to the NHL. Whatever you want to call it, bruh, you've made it. That's something where it's like a lot of people can't say that they've done that. You probably have some wrestlers out there that has wrestled in the indies their whole life, and they still haven't made it, but you did. And even a wrestler that's in the indies, my thing is this: the day you decide to do whatever it is that you want to do, fam, that's your career, that's your job. You'll never hear from me. Somebody could come up to me right now and be like, I want to be a professional clown on OnlyFans. I'm like, hey, I'm pretty sure there's somebody out there in that type of content. I probably would think a little like, that's weird, but hey, you know what? I'm like, go for it. I'm like, you got people out there that are, professional clowns like at amusement parks, or look at the guy that played as Pennywise. I'm not saying that he's a clown everywhere he goes, but he sold that role. I'm like, that's the thing where it's like when I see that man, all I see is Pennywise. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, when he very first got into the scenes, people was like, man, no, you ain't gonna be no big time actor. You realize how hard Hollywood is. Musicians. I'm saying there are so many different careers out there where people will look at it and be like, that's not a career. That's not a job. Go out there and get a real job. Freaking, they said it in Straight Outta Compton when NWA was about to get arrested by them cops, and the cops was all like, rap isn't an art, or rap isn't a job, or something like that. And I'm thinking to myself like, fam, but they're making money from it. It's not like they're having to ask you for money. They're using their own money. And now look at those guys. I'm saying it's like you had one of them that literally sold headphones, a whole headphone company, for over $1 billion. How much was that Beats by Dre deal? Hold on for a second. Let me see real quick. How much was the Beats by Dre deal? $3.2 billion. You mean to tell me somebody that was rapping about being from straight out of Compton managed to sell some headphones for $3.2 billion? So that's why when my thing is this: when they look me in my face and they want to disregard my career or say that my career is not a real job, I'm like, fam, have you bothered to sit down and take the time to look at the same people that are doing the same thing as me? I'm saying, like, even talking with content creating, you got where at one point in time, yeah, when David Dobrik, when he was well respected in the content creating community, this man was buying freaking a bunch of different cars. Like, I was trying to think of the cars. Like, I know he has that Tesla, he has a Ferrari. He gave the one dude Heath a Lamborghini. He got the Lamborghini for free based off of his name. He managed to get a free Lamborghini just to promote a video game. Bruh, do you realize, like, how much time it takes to get to that point? And what's crazy, you know, to just sit down and talk on David Dobrik real quick, right? This man was making 7-second videos. I think he was in high school at the time too, but he was making 7-second videos. I'm talking about the app Vine. This man was making 7-second videos. PewDiePie. This man was just simply playing video games. I'm trying to think. Justin Bieber. This man, wasn't he just doing covers? I'm saying, look at all of these guys that have made a name for themselves throughout YouTube, right? And now look at them. Legends. Literal legends. Let me think of some Twitch streaming. Look at Kai Cenat. This man was living in a place, right? Where that's like a video where it's like you see that man back then and then you seen him now. But it was like this man was at one point in time living in a place that had rats. You know, and I'm not trying to say that in like in a disregarding like, you know, way, but I'm just saying like that's where his bottom was at. And it might not even have been there. That might have been like his midpoint where he had just made it to where I don't even know, was that his own place? I don't know. But I just remember he was doing that stream where I think he was doing push-ups and then you see the rat running across the wall and stuff and or on the floor. And I'm like, fam, that's tough. And then when you look at him now, this man is living in a nice fancy place with his friends. You cannot tell me that that is not like a made it story. That man made it. What other streamers that I can think of? Let me just open up Twitch real quick and see what streamers are. XQC. This man, I'm pretty sure that this man was probably at one point in time just another random streamer. This man currently right now got 53,000 people watching his stream. Same with Emiru. She's another streamer. She's doing she's just chatting. She's just sitting there. Let's just see what she's doing real quick. She's just talking on vote for your favorite. You're like, yeah, it's a just chatting stream. It's like some contest thing. She's in the middle of a contest. I'm Dante. He's reacting to a Cardi interview. I'm Dante. Now that's somebody know. Okay, now let me sit down and talk about I'm Dante because that's a content creator that I have been following since 2015, since that rise of people that do reaction videos. But so anyways, I'm Dante. I remember at one point in time, this was because I remember when he hit 100K, he did like this 100K special video, and I remember him talking about this program, and since then I've always have used that program because of that video. But I have been following that man since I think around the time he had the same amount of subscribers that I do right now on my main channel. And now look at this man. Like that, he's somebody where it's like you see where he came from, where he was doing videos in his garage. He was doing videos in the middle of his garage. Now look at him. Place of his own, beautiful wife, beautiful kid. You cannot tell me that that is not a made it story. You can't tell me that. I'm not gonna believe it. He made it, okay? Let me think of some musicians, okay? I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure there's some musicians out there where you hear stories of them where it's like they done made it out the hood or they made it up out of homelessness. Chance the Rapper, he made his what was it, his debut album or his mixtape? I think it was a mixtape, but he made a mixtape while he was suspended from school. And now look at him. One of the biggest rappers in the world. I'm like, the thing is this, when they try to get on me, because I've had to say, I've had friends and family get on me about my career choices. And I remember back in 2015, like I had to say, this is when I very first had started experiencing this stuff. But so anyways, I remember I just got off of or I just came back. It was actually the Chipotle interview. And so, and that's why I'm like, with 9 to 5s, not like 9 to 5s, they're not even promised during the interview. So to explain that Chipotle interview, so I go in for this interview, right? interview is going good. It's not nerve wracking. I'm not nervous. I'm sitting down just having a conversation with this guy, right? So he goes and he asks me, he's all like, so what like information do you know about the Chipotle history and stuff? And I'm like, I don't really know too much. I know that it's a big franchise and people like food and they come here for food and stuff. Tell me why these people had turned my application down. Like, they overall didn't hire me because I didn't know about the history of Chipotle. And I'm thinking to myself, fam, do you think a person, right? All right, now let's say if I wasn't, doing no content creating stuff. Let's just lay out a scenario right here, right? So let's say I have a kid. Let's say I have a wife. She has a baby. We have another baby on the way. So we already got the one kid that's born. She's pregnant. So I need to go out and find a job, right? I need money. I need to be able to pay bills. I need to be able to buy things to provide for my family, to keep a roof over our head, clothes on our back, food on our stomach or in our stomach. And you mean to tell me, all right, because we didn't even get into no personal life stuff. Not that I remember, but anyways, you mean to tell me you're going to turn that person down that can really use that job because they don't know about the history of Chipotle? Are you serious? And that's why I was like, I've always have said to myself, that is a place that I will never eat at. I'm like, I've had friends and family go in and out that place. You best believe I will have. It's one of those things where I'm like, I got food. I do not mind eating food at the house. There might not be no food at the house, but you best believe I'm going to find something at the house. All right, because the thing is like, you don't know what my personal life, what I'm going through. But you want to turn down my application and turn down my service as a worker because I don't know about. Do you think when a customer goes in there and they want a burrito, like let's say they haven't had Chipotle in a long time, they just finally scrounged up the money, or even a homeless person, right? Let's say a homeless person, he finally scrounged up change. He or she scrounged up change, money, everything possible, okay, to go in there and get them some food. Do you think that person is going to care? There's a car starting up outside. But do you think that person is going to care about the history of Chipotle? This man, his ribs are rubbing together. His stomach is making the most vicious growl of all time. And do you think he wants to hear some stuff all like, oh, do you know when Chipotle was founded? It was founded in 1980 something. It was founded by this. I'm like, hey, look, bruh, I don't care about none of that. Give me my food, okay? That's all that I care about, all right? But so anyways, yeah, I was like, never did get hired on for that job. But so anyway, no, was it that interview or was it Macy's? It was either Chipotle or Macy's, but I remember it was like right after one of those interviews. I'm at the bus stop. Seen this kid that I went to school with, and this was at the time when I had just started doing content creating stuff. Like I was just started doing my gaming videos. It might even have been beforehand, but I knew I had been into content creating for some time. Like I didn't really start taking it serious until like 2015, because I was like, okay, no, like I said, no 9-to-5s are promised. But this content creating career, if I continue working at it, I know that that's promised. All right. So anyways, I'm at the bus stop. Seen this kid that I went to school with, and I've always have promoted, like, like through friends on social media, like I'm into YouTube. That's what I'm doing right now. Tell me why this kid. So he goes and he was all like, oh, so what you been up to? And I was like, I just came back from a job interview. And he was like, you're just now getting a job. Didn't you graduate last year? And I'm thinking to myself, what have I been posting all throughout social media? Since before I graduated high school. I'm like, this. It's not like you just became friends with me today. You know my situation. So that was one of the first few times where I just had somebody like disregard my content creating career. And it just seemed like after that, it was just a domino effect from friends to family to, random people online to from like random friends that I made online to just random haters online. But it's one of those things where it's like, fam, it seems like the only time people would take you serious when it comes to content creating or just with anything that you got going on for yourself is when you have money to provide to them or if something bad happens to you. So like, let's say 2 scenarios, all right? And one of the scenarios is going to be dark. But the first scenario, let's start it up on a little brighter side, right? Let's say I just caught my first break on YouTube. I start making money, okay? I not just some, like, let's say I'm making like $13 million a month, all right? From just content creating stuff. I'm making all of this money, right? And out of nowhere, I got people that was literally trying to bury my career in the ground, talking about, oh, buy me this, give me that, oh, give me this amount of money, oh, go get this for me, ooh, that house looks nice, you have the money for it, go buy it real quick, oh, that car looks real nice, remember when we test drove that car some time back, oh, go buy that car real quick, matter of fact, buy me one, oh, and then this friend over here, they want some stuff too, oh, remember this family member you hadn't seen since you were an infant, oh yeah, they was wanting some money too, oh, there's there'll be like some friends from school like, oh, hey, remember me? We used to have third period together. Yeah, I used to poke fun at you and make like tease you and stuff on social media. But hey, we're cool now, right? Oh, remember that time when we got into that fight? But yeah, let's just put that behind us and all that stuff. Like, oh yeah, it's like it'll be so many people that will be wanting something from me. And I'm like, fam, I don't know y'all like that. All right, where was this support at when I was like literally up in the middle of the night recording back-to-back videos, doing streams, podcast episodes, worked on 2 albums and an EP last year? Where was the support then? Why all of a sudden now, when I done made it, now I'm getting support? And I had to say probably the only person that I honestly think, and you know what? I'm at a point in time in my life where I'm like, I really don't know who supports me or not. But I really believe the one person that support me, because I remember when it's like a family get together, and my uncle, cause he was into music at one point in time. And I remember he was even kind of giving me some tips on making music. Like that's why when the last album, like bit of music, the 2 albums and the EP that I worked on, Wastelanders 1, 2, and the TMossBoss mix, that was all worked on FL Studios. And the only reason why I know about FL Studios is because of my uncle. He told me about it. But I remember I was telling him about like content creating. And I think at the time, what video did I upload? It was some video. I think it might have been the stray meme that I posted on TikTok. And I said like, oh yeah, it got like millions of views now. And he was tripping off of it, because that's something where it's like, when you post your music, like that's the one, like music or just any bit of content. The one thing that you want for it is for it to be the best, to get the best amount of support. And that's something where I'm like, fam, I'm telling you, my uncle, he's somebody where it's, and also on top of that, it was the same uncle, the one I was just talking about. He was the same one that got me into gaming and stuff. So, excuse me, he's somebody where I'm like, I don't know, because I'm like, I've had so many different people around me just be like very non-supportive, but at the same time, I'm like, I feel like if there was anybody, if somebody would have asked me, do you think there's anybody in your life that does support you? I'm like, I got some friends, and then even then, I'm like, I don't even know if they genuinely support me. I'm like, that's where my trust is at. My trust is so far down to where I've friends, genuine friends that have literally told me that they love me. I don't even know if they have support for me and stuff. So that's why I'm like, I'm just in a mindset where I'm like, if somebody were to ask me, I genuinely don't know. But guess what? I support me. The thing is, I could go my whole life having no little to none, like no support at all. But as long as I support myself, that's all that I care about. I don't care about nothing else. So if that upsets people, if that makes people mad, hey, so be it. But it's like I had whole like friends that have literally like told me, oh yeah, I love you, man, like you the greatest, you this, you that, friends that I've bent over backwards for. Do I see them in my comment sections? No. Do they be sharing my content? No. So that's why it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know anymore, but I know that I support me, because if I didn't, I would have gave up a long time ago. But I'm still going. And so there has to be a reason on why I'm still going. Because I genuinely think if like, and that's just somewhere I'm like, just how God works in mysterious ways. I'm like, yeah, I've had my moments where I've crashed and crumbled with content creating, but I'm like, the thing is this. I always have another idea, whether it's a podcast episode, a video, music, streams, whatever the situation is. I still keep going, and that's all thanks to God. Because I would have stopped a long time ago if I did not support myself. So that's why I'm like, that's just my motivation to people out there. If nobody supports you, you need to support you. So anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode, and peace.